So let's do a little recap. Last week, how to get your mojo back, tips to stay motivated, passionate, and driven. So I gave you 10 tips last week. Let me know which one was your favorite out of these 10. Number 1, you need to have a strong awareness of yourself and what actually motivates you. Money, time, freedom, competition, recognition. What is it that you specifically desire to have and what actually motivates you? Number 2, understanding your purpose and calling. What's the bigger picture? Understanding that people are actually counting on you to do what you've been called to do by God. So that's number 2. Number 3, you need to have a strong why. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. Number 4, fear or faith. Which one are you going to choose? And if you need a little encouragement on that, we did a Facebook Live episode number 9, and that's all about overcoming fear and what it means to be a warrior. Number 5, have an attitude of gratitude and have an expectant attitude. If you expect that things are going to happen in your business, they will, okay? And that's going to keep you motivated. Number 6, stop being a perfectionist. How many of you are now going to call yourselves recovering perfectionists? I want to hear from you. Say yes. If you're going to now say from now on that you are a recovering perfectionist, you are no longer a true perfectionist. Or maybe you're just going to say you're not a perfectionist. Let me know. I want to hear from you. Say yes. Hey, Nancy, how are you? Daniela says me. Okay. One other person. I want to hear from you. Let me know. This needs to be interactive. Are you going to stop saying that you're a perfectionist? The comments are a little delayed, so I'll wait for you. Fear or faith? That one was very deep. Awesome. Okay. Number 7, you need to have tunnel vision. Don't look at your competition. Have focus. Follow one course until successful, okay? Number 8, your environment. Your environment really makes a difference on your motivation. That includes both your workspace and the people around you. So I know I was talking about not being around negative people and things like that, so I'm sure some of you are going to start thinking about changing your circles. Number 9, what you're listening and reading to also affects what you actually and who you actually become. You are what you eat. You also become what you listen to and what you read. What's being influenced in your brain, right? Number 10, speaking positive things over yourself. We talked about the whole idea of speaking down to a glass of water. It actually will turn black. So it's very important that you speak positive things over yourself, and that will keep you motivated. So let's get into the 10 tips for today. Number 11, stay healthy and work out. If you've ever noticed, most successful people work out. They have some kind of exercise routine, and it's not because they're trying to lose weight. It's because they understand that when you keep your blood flowing in your body, this is the way God designed our bodies to move, everything's going to work more properly. You're going to stay healthy. This includes getting proper rest, taking care of yourself, do what you need to do to remain healthy. Your business is not going to go anywhere if you are a wreck and your health is a mess, right? So it's really important that you stay healthy. This will also add to your energy. I love working out purely for the energy. It is like an addiction to me. So, hey, Dandria, how are you? That energy is going to help you be in a better mood, and it's going to help you totally stay motivated to get things done, okay? So number 11 is stay healthy. Number 12, momentum. I truly believe momentum is the biggest thing that can keep you motivated in your business, because like the law of motion says, when something is in motion, it stays in motion, right? So think of a ball rolling downhill. The more it rolls down the hill, the more it picks up speed. Oh, you guys are loving this. Awesome. The more it picks up speed, the faster it's going to go. So if you have momentum going in your business, don't stop. Don't take a break. Don't rest. I don't care what you have to do. Okay, you might need to rest a little bit. We talked about being healthy, right? But you get what I'm saying. Like, don't let that momentum get away from you, okay? A lot of times you're not motivated to do things because nothing's going on in your business, right? You've got no samples being made. You've got no customers buying things online, right? There's nothing going on. So when nothing's going on, start to take things into your own hands. Take matters into your own hands. Part of your job is to do the follow-up and make things happen, right? If there's nothing going on, I make stuff happen. I don't wait for people to come to me. I will go to you. I will reach you. I will find a way to make things happen in my business, and that's just the attitude that I have, because I know once I have that momentum going, it is like wildfire. It is like the best thing that could possibly happen for your business, because it will elevate your mood, it will keep you staying motivated, and more things are going to happen because now you're going to expect them to happen. So you're automatically going to have that expectant attitude that we talked about before, right? So really, really stay in the momentum, and part of that is in the follow-up. I always say fortune is in the follow-up. So if you've got emails that you haven't replied back to, people that were interested in what you have to sell, buyers that were interested in what you have to sell, make sure you are calling them, you are staying on top of them. Don't let too much time pass, because the more time that passes, the less the momentum is going to pick up, okay? Stay consistent. Number 13 is to change up your routine. You know, sometimes we're just really bored because we do the same thing every single day. You get up at the same time, you have the same commute to work, you go to the same office, you come home at the same time, you go to the same gym, you watch the same TV shows. You know, there's just a lot of routine sometimes going on, and that can kind of get boring and kind of keep you not motivated. So maybe you just need to change up your routine a little bit. Maybe before you wake up, or after you wake up, you go for a run, or maybe you just walk around the block and do some meditation or prayer, or maybe you go home a different way. If you've always walked down the same street, it's kind of funny to play this game with yourself. I often do this. I'll purposely go down a different street, even if it's like one block out of the way or something. I'll just go down another street because you'll see something that you didn't see before, or it'll just put your brain in a different perspective, right? So just change up your routine. Yes, changing up your routine is good, and you need to do it. Yes, Daniela, awesome. So I like to think of this also like working out. When you're working out all the time, if you have some kind of routine at the gym that you like to do, after a period of time, your body kind of gets used to that. So a lot of personal trainers will say, make sure you're constantly changing up your routine, right? Because if your body gets used to it, you're not pushing your body the same way that you used to. Hey, Yana, how are you? You're not pushing your body in the same way, and so you're not growing. And if you're not growing, in my opinion, you're dying. So you need to always stay growing. And so one way to do that would be just to change up your routine. Go down a different street, leave for work an hour early, you know, take a lunch break, walk, whatever. Do something, to change up your routine. Okay? We like? Yes. Okay, number 14 is to reward yourself and celebrate. It's always really important to look at how far you have come. You might think that you're not where you want to be, but I guarantee you're not where you used to be. And that's my motto. I might not be where I want to be today, but I am definitely not where I was yesterday, right? So we're always moving in the right direction. We're always moving forward. And give yourself credit, okay? We all have a lot going on. First of all, most of us are women. I think all of us right now are women on this call. And we've got a lot going on. We're moms. We're stepmoms. We are very emotional creatures. We internalize a lot of things. Our personal lives matter, okay? Amen? Yes? So we've got a lot going on, all right? The guys kind of have it easy. I'm sorry, but they do, okay? It's 10 times harder for a woman to start a business than it is for a man. I don't care what anyone has to say, okay? So give yourself credit. Look at how far you've come. Look at where you were 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, okay? Reward yourself. When you accomplish a goal, do something for yourself. If you like to shop, buy something. If you like to, you know, get a mani and pedi, I like to get massages, right? So purposely reward yourself specifically for achieving your goals, and that's going to help you stay motivated, especially if you are the type of person that's motivated by these types of rewards, okay? Hey, Precious, how are you? So that is number 14. Number 15, have an accountability partner. This is why a lot of my clients love working with me, because I act as your accountability partner, as your coach. Just like as a personal trainer, I'm going to be telling you what to do, and I'm going to expect that you have it done, and you have to report to me and kind of tell me what's going on, what you've done, what you haven't done, right? So having that person to kind of report to or check in with definitely is going to help you be motivated and achieve your goals. Yes, Aisha, this has changed so much since the boot camp for sure. And we're doing the boot camp again this summer, ladies. So if you didn't come last summer, I'm sure Aisha can tell you all about how amazing it was. It was awesome, okay? And you have to come this summer. It's going to be in June, FYI. Details to come. Okay, so accountability partner. Make sure that you tell someone what you're doing. First of all, by speaking it out loud, you're setting that intention. You're like putting it out there, right? I'm starting this business. This is what I'm doing. Tell the world. Tell everyone, and especially tell someone that's going to hold you accountable. If it's not me, maybe it's a friend, a spouse, whatever. Make sure there's someone that's like, hey, you shouldn't really be watching TV right now. Don't you have a business to be building, right? You kind of want somebody to kind of push you a little bit in the right direction so that you can achieve your goals for sure. You're more likely to do something if you know someone is counting on you. That's why they say when you're going to go to the gym, have a buddy, because if your buddy's there at 6 a.m. waiting for you, you better get up out of bed and meet your buddy, right? We need a faux part 2 advanced boot camp, Daniela says. I know, you've been wanting it. I'll think about doing it for sure. Okay, number 16. I love this one. Visualize the win, okay? It's so, so important that you visualize where you want to be. Literally close your eyes and imagine what your life would look like if you never had to work for someone again. If you could walk into your boss and say, I'm sorry, 2 weeks is my last day and I'm never coming back, right? How amazing would it feel to walk away from your job because you have a business that's profitable, that's paying you more than you were making at your full-time job, that's giving you freedom to be able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, at any time that you want, right? Start to visualize this stuff, okay? Daydream. Create vision boards. Vision boards are so, so powerful. When my husband and I were looking for a home, we created a vision board of exactly everything that we wanted. And it was crazy because we put a lot of things on that vision board, and not everything down to the very T did we get, but we got a lot of stuff that I was like, okay, this is kind of far out there. Like one of the things was a view of New York City. I never thought we were going to have a view of New York City. Like there's pretty much in the area that we were looking only one street that really has really good views of New York City, and it's one of the most expensive streets to live on because of that reason. And we technically don't live on that street, but because we're in a higher floor, we have views of the entire city, from Empire State Building down to the Freedom Tower, like crystal clear, no obstructions. It's ridiculous, okay? So I truly believe we got that because it was on our vision board. So start to visualize, what do you want? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your personal life to look like? If you're looking to get married, what do you want your husband to look like, right? Start putting this stuff on a board and put it in front of your office, your computer, wherever you're going to see it. Have it on your phone, refer to it, right? It's going to really help you. A lot of athletes, when they're getting ready to perform, they literally visualize themselves winning, right? They're not going to visualize themselves losing. That would be ridiculous. But they literally visualize themselves winning. I know for me, when I used to play basketball, believe it or not, when I was in middle school, I would always visualize the ball going into the basket, right? Every time I would make a shot. And it helps. It so, so helps, okay? I was the queen of doing foul shots, by the way, okay? I sucked at basketball, but I was really good at doing foul shots. So I would just get fouled and then do the shot, okay? So number 17, make it fun, okay? Working a business, building a business is a lot of work. It's not always fun, okay? It's not always peaches and cream. It's not always everything you thought it was going to be. It's a lot of work. Okay, it's totally different than it's totally different than working for someone else and having a job where you probably have a job that's a very specific requirement or part of the company, right? As a business owner, as a solo entrepreneur, you're responsible for everything. You're wearing many, many hats. And so there's a lot to juggle, and you don't really think about all the things you have to do until you're thrown into it and you have to do it. So it's not always fun, okay? It's worth it for sure, but definitely not always fun. So make it fun, right? Do something that will make it fun. You know, I have one of these, Staples easy buttons, and I like to hit it whenever I do something. I don't know, write an email or accomplish a webinar or whatever, and I'll be like,
that was easy.
Right? That was easy. It's fun. It's like the stupidest thing in the world, but it's just this little thing that kind of makes it fun. Like I'm working my butt off, okay? So if I press this button and it like lightens up my day, Okay, work. So figure out what works for you. I used to have this assistant when we were working in the industry as designers, and we would work till like midnight in the office, and it was crazy. And whatever, we were there working late, and we would play this song, and it's called Clap Your Hands If You're Working. It's actually called Hands, but the words are Clap Your Hands If You're Working Too Hard. And so we would literally play it in our office, and we would sing the song as we were working, because it was like so pathetic that we were in the office till 12 o'clock midnight almost every day working like slaves. And it was just like a way for us to bond and a way for us to like have humor together and like, okay, clap your hands if you're working too hard. Like, oh yeah, I am working way too hard. You know, I can't clap my hands enough for that. So it was just a fun thing that we used to do. So anyway, think of something that you can do to make it fun, okay? And that's going to keep you motivated, especially if you're a person who loves fun. Number 18, this is a really big one. I hope you are paying attention to this. Say no to make room for the yes, okay? As women, way too many of us are people pleasers. I'm sorry. But way too many of us are saying yes to everything. People ask us to walk their dog. Yes. People ask us to watch their babies. Yes. You just automatically say yes because you really want to please people, okay? And then you regret it later on because you actually didn't really want to do it, and you probably didn't even have time to do it, right? So then you hate yourself, and you hate that person for asking you when really it was your fault. Sorry about that. It was your fault because you said yes. Stop saying yes, okay? You need to say no. No needs to become your new favorite word. I love saying no. People ask me to do something, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Why should I waste my time? And okay, it's not necessarily a waste of time, but you have to value your time, right? And we talked about this on the Facebook Live, how much is your time worth, right? We talked about this, I think it was Facebook Live 26. Go back and watch it if you didn't see it. But your time is valuable, right? So if my time is worth, quote unquote, $100 an hour, according to that little quiz that I took, and I hope you took the little quiz, I'm not going to do something if I can pay someone $20 an hour to do it because my time is worth $100 an hour. So it just doesn't make sense, right? So if someone's asking you to go get lunch and they're a really negative person and you're really tired of listening to them complain and you know that your whole lunchtime is going to be ruined because they're going to be complaining and being negative about you and your business, why are you going to go to lunch with them, okay? Say no. Or someone's asking you to write a letter of recommendation for you. So when someone asks me to write a letter of recommendation, I say, sure, do me a favor, write what you want me to write first, then I will go back and edit it, okay? I'm not spending my time, I'm sorry, writing your entire letter of recommendation from scratch. You probably already know what you want me to say, so just send it to me, you do the work, and I will tweak it and send it back to you, okay? So really, really important. Yes, go back and do the quiz, Daniela. Okay. Or maybe like you have a friend of a friend of a friend whose birthday party it is, right? And you got invited. Like just know, like if they're not close family, really close friends, like you don't have to go to all these parties, gatherings, and all these things. It's Christmas time, it's holiday time, Hanukkah, all these things are going on, right? You can't possibly attend all of the parties. It's ridiculous, okay? So say no. Get used to saying no. It's not worth your time. As I always say, the pain of regret is far worse than the pain of sacrifice or the pain of diligence, right? It's way better to be diligent in your business, working on your business, than to regret saying yes to something that you knew you should not have said yes to. And by the way, when you tell people no, do not feel like you have to actually tell them why, like you have to justify yourself. Like, I dare you to just say no and leave it at that. And they're going to be kind of shocked because they're going to wait for you to explain yourself. And you don't owe anyone an explanation, okay? I don't need to tell you why I can't do something. That's my own business. That's my personal business, right? Maybe I have a family matter. Maybe I have something really important going on in my business. Does it matter? The answer is no, right? So don't feel like you have to justify yourself or explain yourself to anyone. Just say no, and you'll find it's a very, very liberating, okay? And I'll give you a good example. So there was a time I was working in the industry still. I did not have my own business yet. And I was freelancing for this woman, and she was a nightmare. She was really a nightmare. I just could not stand working for this woman any longer. And I really needed the money, and I couldn't really just walk away. and I really had a hard time working with this woman. And so after about a couple months, I just prayed about it, and I was like, okay, it is not worth the stress, and she is not paying me enough to deal with this. And so I had a nice conversation with her, and I just said, hey, look, I'm sorry, I can't continue working with you. I finished my work. We left on good terms, all that stuff. Whatever I owed her, I gave her. She paid me whatever I was due. Like, we had a very amicable separation. But it wasn't until I said no to her that God put this new position into my life. So literally 2 weeks after I said no to working with her and I ended the relationship, some random person called me and wanted me to start working with them. And it was 10 times better than that other woman that I was working with. They paid me way more. I had a much better experience, and it was more in alignment with what I actually wanted to do. So I truly believe that sometimes things cannot come into your life unless you start making room for them, okay? If you are looking to get married and you keep dating all these idiots that you know you're not going to end up marrying, no one can come and date you because you're dating these idiots, right? Like, you need to let go of the idiots to make room for your future husband. So it's the same thing in your business. You need to make room for the things that you really want. And in order to do that, you have to say no to the things that you might not really want or might not be worth it for you, okay? So are you guys liking this? Are you loving it? Give me your hearts. Give me your thumbs up. Let me know if you're going to say no more often. Who's with me? Give me a yes if you're going to say no. That's very confusing. But give me a yes if you're going to say no. I want to hear from you guys. Yes, love it. Okay, cool. Lots of hearts. Great. Love it. Okay. So, oh, and by the way, I already sent out a message on Facebook that we are not sending Christmas cards this year. And I am not really sorry about it. I've sent Christmas cards every single year. I love sending Christmas cards. But guess what? We just moved. We're unpacking. I'm going crazy in my business, and I do not have time to send Christmas cards. So I'm not doing it. Sorry, but not sorry, okay? So things like that, I chose to say no. I chose to say no to sending Christmas cards. First of all, Christmas time should be enjoyable. And because of all these things that we quote unquote have to do, like get people gifts and send Christmas cards, it becomes stressful. So that's an example of how I said no to something that I always, forever have said yes, okay? So hopefully that encourages you. All right, number 19, we're moving right along. We're almost done here. Don't ever quit. Quitting is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You cannot fail if you don't quit, okay? Failure is actually necessary for success. We talked about that in Facebook Live episode number 20. So if you need a reminder, go back and watch that episode, okay? Failure is necessary. So as long as you just don't stop, you don't quit, you will eventually succeed, I promise. So not quitting is going to motivate you. If you're the type of person that you quit and then you take time off and then you're like, okay, I'm going to start back on my business now, like, yeah, it's not going to be very motivating because you keep going back and forth. Like, stand your ground. Like, make a decision. You're either on one side or the other. You can't ride the fence the whole time, right? So make a decision that you're going to put everything into this business and just do it and don't ever quit, okay? So that's number 19. And number 20, last but not least, remove as much thinking as possible. So this is going to sound a little weird, but I just don't like to think. First of all, my brain needs a lot of energy in order to think, and I have very important things to think about. So I try to remove as much thinking as possible. And when you have to think about something, it often allows room for your feelings to start to emerge, right? Hey, Ingrid, how are you? And when your feelings start to come in, feelings are kind of iffy, right? Your feelings could be like, well, I feel like doing this, or I don't feel like doing this, or I really want to eat this, or I don't want to eat this, right? So feelings can kind of start to sway you in a direction that your mind will tell you you don't want to go, right? So feelings in your mind kind of, sometimes thoughts and feelings kind of go in opposite directions a lot of times, and your feelings kind of sometimes overtake your thoughts. So you might have the thought, but then the feeling came in and overrid the thought, right? It overrides the thoughts. So if you remove the thinking as much as possible, then you don't have to worry about your feelings, and you can have emotional intelligence, which is really important. So One way you can do that, for example, would be something I do is planning my meals ahead of time, right? So I try to plan my meals ahead of time. I'll meal prep on Sundays. I haven't been good about it lately, but I do like to do it this way because then I don't have to think about what I'm going to eat throughout the entire week. Because if I gave myself a chance to think about what I might want to eat, I probably wouldn't eat something good. I'd probably eat like junk food all the time, right? Because that might be what I'm feeling like I want to eat in the moment. But I know I should be eating healthy things because we just talked about why being healthy is important to staying motivated. So that's one thing you could do, right? It's the same thing for your business. Planning your day ahead of time and keeping yourself on a schedule can also help you to not think. And then when something comes up, you don't even have to think about whether you're going to do it or not. The answer is just no, like we just talked about, right? Saying no instead of saying yes. So you already have an excuse. Oh, well, I already have something planned. Sorry, can't do it. Bye, right? So start being committed. Start doing what you said you would do long after the mood you set it in has left you. That's what the word commitment means. I'll say that one more time. Doing what you said you would do long after the mood you set it in has left you, right? So a lot of times we say things and we commit to things because we're in a certain mood, and then later on we're like, why did I commit to this, right? So being committed means doing it anyway, like holding onto your word, having integrity, right? So one way you can do this is to create a system for yourself. Another way. Setting up a schedule for yourself is one way. Creating a system is great. System is great because system stands for save yourself some time, energy, and money. I love systems because that's exactly what they do. You might have to put in a little bit of time and effort in the beginning to create the system, but the time and effort that you save in the end far outweighs the time and effort you put in the beginning to create it, okay? Trust me. So start to remove your thinking. Start to create systems and just do. You know, it's almost like acting like a robot. And I know that sounds kind of horrible. Like, why would you want to be a robot? We're human beings. We have feelings, right? But your feelings are not necessarily good for your business, okay? You need to start acting like a business owner and doing the things that you need to do and get done. So set a schedule, stick to it, and don't let things come up and get in the way. So that's my additional 10 tips for a total of 20 tips on how to stay motivated, passionate, and driven. Again, please share this video, type shared in the comments. If you're on Instagram, head on over to the Fearless Fashionpreneur group so you can watch the video if you didn't catch the very beginning. You can watch the replay inside the Fearless Fashionpreneur group. So a couple of announcements. Tomorrow night we're doing a free masterclass. If you've not signed up, please go and sign up on the website, fashionangelwarrior.com/9steps webinar. We are going to talk about the 9 crucial steps to launching a profitable fashion line. It is going to be amazing. There's amazing bonuses I have for you, so be sure to show up live and be sure to attend that class if you have not watched it already. Next week, we will be doing a Facebook Live Q&A, so if you've got questions, we have answers. This is your chance to ask me any questions that you have. This is free business advice. People pay me $250 an hour to get advice. You have me for half an hour. Ask me any questions that you want. So start submitting your questions now. Whoever submits their questions will get answered first. And then if you ask questions on the call, I may not be able to actually answer your question if people have already submitted. So start submitting them, and you can submit them using the hashtag AskFAW or AskFAW. Last but not least, our best-selling online group coaching program, the Fashion Startup Intensive, is now open for enrollment, and it is filling up super, super fast. So if you've got questions, go to the website, click on Courses, Fashion Startup Intensive. It's an amazing, amazing program. It is a 4-month group coaching program. Open enrollment only happens twice a year. The next one is not happening until September of 2018, so you definitely want to get into the January class. So if you've got any questions about that, let me know. It literally is a step-by-step action plan that will walk you through exactly how to start a profitable fashion line, because I don't believe in just creating fashion lines to create fashion lines. It's not a business unless it's profitable. So we want to get you profitable so you can start making money, so you can be happy, so you can get your mojo back, and you can be motivated, passionate, and driven to keep going. So that's it. I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing week. Don't forget to share this video, and I will see you next week. Bye.